Hello, this is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from an undisclosed location. It's been a little dicey, but it's good to be streaming. I hope this thing works. Is it on? I'm checking the chat. Well, I'm going to assume it is. I'm going to assume it is. So the reason why I'm paranoid is I previously did this video. It was the duck lips defense, but the Wi-Fi was so bad in that particular undisclosed location that I had to take it down. So the original clip is only 10 minutes, but now I have an update. This is all Kristen's fault. Thank you, Kristen. This is really, really cool. So we have... She comes and asserts her crazy defense, and then we have the follow-up hearing with the consequences. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of fun. It's sort of sad. Let's do this, shall we?
Elizabeth Raymond. About 232150 SD. Ms. Raymond, are you here on Zoom?
I am.
Okay, so this is a probation violation, Raymond.
What's up, Debbie?
Mr. Rasby, have you had the chance to speak to Ms. Raymond about the allegations of probation violation?
Yes, again, the allegations, not aware of any warrants.
It's a big request.
Like the previous two cases, but we have gone over the allegations. We've discussed her right to have a hearing, her right to counsel. She is requesting the assistance of a court-appointed attorney. She would like to have the matter set for a hearing.
Okay. All right, so we'll set the matter for hearing. Enter not guilty, please. So, ma'am, can you raise your right hand, please? You swear or affirm the information you're about to give in this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Very good. So does probation have your contact information, such as your address, your phone number? Okay. What's your living situation, ma'am?
So I just moved to a sober living community where I work at Leland Outdoor Center.
You work where, ma'am?
Leland Outdoor Center, Camp Kohana, Camp Leland. I'm a director.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So mellow.
How much do you get paid there every week or every other week?
I'm on salary, so every 2 weeks, $1,600.
Okay. Do you have any funds in a checking or savings account or from any source whatsoever to hire a lawyer?
Checking, yes.
Okay. How much do you have, ma'am?
Right now, $2,500 around.
All right. Do you pay rent where you're staying?
Now I do not. I'm still married though. I'm separated. So I just moved out.
Love, exciting and new.
All right. Well, okay. I'll go ahead and.
Don't worry. She tries to throw her husband on the bus, under the bus even more in the second hearing, which is, you know, I don't know the inside of that, but can you imagine being married to her?
Appoint a lawyer to represent you. The assignment lawyer will reach out to you next week and let you know who your lawyer is and how to contact that person. You should do that right away. Now, in terms of bond here, I guess to begin with, this is a very high BAC case, 0.29. I think that was blood, 0.30 on the PBT. There's a moderate alcohol use disorder in the assessment, although with the high BAC and then these issues, seems like that wasn't a complete assessment or a completely honest one. So the allegations here are positive PBTs. And so November 23rd, 8:51 in the morning, 0.14. And I think that mistake. It might be 0.014 because the next one is 0.01. No, I think the second one's a mistake, 0.011, because the third one's 0.10, fourth one,
Yeah.
0.10.
Oh yeah, Judge. The low test is the anomaly. I assure you.
You know, and then some 0.009s and 0.008. I'm not sure what. Anyway, they're positive, I guess. November 24, positive, 0.016, 0.019, December 20. Well, these are all December. I'm sorry, December 27, 007, 008, then down to zeros. Now this one, December 30th, 0.088 at 8:57 p.m. and no retest was done. Missed PBT on November 22nd. Missed the PBT on December 29 and January 8th, 28th. Bond violations of missed PBT. She was talked to by probation about the December 26th positive. She said it was lip plumber causing the positive test, not alcohol. Which I don't. She admitted drinking wine on December 23rd with her son. December 24th, denied alcohol. December 27th, can't recall if she had alcohol or not that day. Admitted to drinking wine after her kids left home. Not started services at CHS, which is important that she do. That was January 31. So, I mean, and this is a high BAC case. Very, very concerning, all these misses and these positives. So, Mr. Razavi, any input as to bond here?
Well, Your Honor, the recommendation here is for increased testing as well as five days in jail. Some of the readings are a bit difficult to decipher where the mistake is, whether it's the date, whether it's the number itself. I think that the increased testing for the time being would suffice. Allow her to clarify some of these dates. It does sound like she's been open and honest with a lot of the alleged violations. So this would more or less be an explanation and an update at the hearing, and provide her the opportunity to get those documents. And she understands that there is the 5 days being recommended.
Mr. Chamberlain, anything for the people?
That limp plumper is the first time I've ever heard of that, and I just reviewed the ingredients in limp plumpers. It is in order to hydrate to make a more fuller lip, and it says alcohol dries it out, which would be the opposite of hydrating, which means there would be no alcohol in it, which means she lied. Your Honor, I don't know what it is about today, but we have a lot of dangerous people on the road. A 0.29 BAC it could very well be the highest one of last year. I think that she's a danger as well. I leave it to your discretion how you want to continue on.
Congratulations, a Leelanau County record.
You know, regarding the December 26th, we are not even sure which date that's referring to. So I mean, again, it would be good to have a little more clarity. It's clear that there's been struggles with testing. To her own acknowledgement, she's spoken to probation and indicated when she did drink. You know, I think, again, getting some clarity on these numbers and the increased testing is inevitable. So getting that started sooner than later probably makes the most sense.
Yeah, that might make sense. December 23rd, though, she admitted to drinking a glass of wine with her son. December 24th, denied having alcohol. December 27th, can't remember if she had any alcohol or not. So, I mean, she's drinking while on probation, which indicates and is consistent with the high BAC 0.29, which means there's a big alcohol problem here. So one thing, it's time to hearing, and the new assessment probably should be ordered. But again, it's a high BAC, and our duty here is to protect the public. Number one, that's our foremost duty. We also try to rehabilitate people and help people because that makes things better for them, but it also protects the public. Well, we're trying to do that with Ms. Raymond, but it's not working right now. So therefore, she remains a danger to the public. And in order to protect the public, at this time, she needs to be remanded. So I'm going to remand you too. Maybe you can be released at the time of your hearing, but you need to understand, ma'am, you put us in a bad spot, a difficult position, because you're not taking advantage of the terms of probation and you remain a danger to the public. And again, it's our foremost duty is to protect the public. So you need to turn yourself in immediately. We'll expedite your hearing. We'll get you a lawyer appointed right away, and you can start working on the case with your lawyer. So, all right. So you're all set, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Probation violation hearing in this case. So Ms. Raymond is here from jail by Zoom. Ms. Rasby is here in person. So as to the hearing that Mr. Rasby held, Ms. Raymond, proceedings.
Yes, Your Honor. So Ms. Raymond and I had a chance to go over the violations here. She's acknowledging that she did break her terms of probation by consuming alcohol and testing positive for alcohol on November 23rd, December 23rd, December 24th, 27th, and the 30th. She's also tested late on occasion in November.
Yeah, the holidays were rough.
November 22nd, December 29th, missed a PBT, and January 28th, missed a PBT. So she's waiving her right to a hearing and acknowledging the violations, Your Honor.
All right. Is that what you wish to do, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You wish to plead guilty to the probation violation allegations, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and you heard them, right, when they were read by Mr. Rasby? Is that right?
I did, sir.
All right, so I'll go ahead and accept the pleas. In terms of sentencing here, Mr. Rasby, or the comments?
Yes, Your Honor. So Ms. Raymond has also been in custody since February 16th. So she has served well over the 5 recommended days. Ms. Raymond is 51 years old with no prior criminal history and a very high BAC here. She acknowledges that she has a substance abuse problem with alcohol. And it's the fact that she's on probation and violating is a real eye-opener to her. She knew that she had a problem, but she really thought that while on probation that she wouldn't be here like she is. So sitting has certainly grabbed her attention as well. Now, to Ms. Raymond's credit, she is working on sobriety. She did complete the victims impact panel. She has been generally testing, even when she's testing hot. She's still blowing. She's not outright skipping these tests. And she has obtained a sponsor. Beyond that,
I mean, look at the position these attorneys are put in. The guy's doing a good job, but he first has to characterize this as an eye opener, and then his next argument is, I mean, she's showing up to test now. She's testing dirty, but she's showing up.
she was working at a sober living home, and in speaking with her, she is going to move to that residence now in a sober living environment, as well as, I believe, continuing employment there. So these are all very positive things that Ms. Raymond has going for her. I do think we are at the point where she was released and she was able to get on a CAM unit with that accountability again, I think that would get her a good jump start with her sobriety, which, you know, the stuff that she's doing points to somebody that does want sobriety. I think she's just struggled to really gain traction, and this would be a good opportunity to get back on that path.
All right, thank you, Mr. Asby. So Ms. Raymond, any comments you'd like?
Yes, I will be moving to the sober living. It is Leland Outdoor Center where I work. So I do, I'm a kitchen manager, so I cook for hundreds of kids a day in an educational system. I did sign a contract as far as a sober living, no drugs, alcohol, or nicotine on premise. And so I have started my move there, and my boss is very supportive of that with me living there. I am very remorseful of the drinking, and I'm moving forward, I feel, to keeping sober. And this has been a very...
So, Judge, I don't care about the court's conditions, but now that I've signed a contract with my employer, I'm super serious.
eye-opening experience being in jail. I've never been in jail before, and I just really understand how serious this is.
Okay, so where is the sober living home?
Leland Outdoor Center, and then in the summer, it's a Christian Science camp, Leland Camp Kohana on Port Oneida Road, Maple City.
Beautiful country, by the way.
I mean, you mentioned that there were
Absolutely
kids
stunning.
there. I mean, is this really a sober living environment, a traditional one, or is this just a rule that you can't drink while you're there?
It's a rule because it's Christian Science, so I would get fired.
So it's not a real sober living house. I mean,
Right,
that's
no one, yeah.
like a treatment. All right. Well, all right. So this.
And I have been to treatment.
Well, I'm going to talk about that. So this was a very serious case. You had an accident on June 25th.
Yes.
Police dispatched to a vehicle that had crashed. Your vehicle was on its top, tangled in power lines, and your PBT was a .30. I mean, this is the bad stuff that happens with drunk driving. You're
Listen
very
to this.
fortunate you didn't hit another car, pedestrian.
Yes.
All right. And then you were you went to rehab in October of last year, is that right?
Yes, I did, sir.
And where was that?
Skywood, which is down in Atlanta, Michigan.
All right.
I went for 30 days and I went voluntarily.
All right, well, that's good. That was after this case, the facts of this case happened. But then even after rehab, starting November 23rd, you started having positive PBTs. So the rehab looks like it just didn't work as it's intended to. So I'm not sure if I asked you at the bond violation, but why were you consuming alcohol in November and December when you're on probation? You can't consume alcohol, and you know you got
I know. Yes, and I am separating from my husband. I'm trying to move out of a bad situation, and
there you have it. There you have it. It's somehow the husband's fault. Again, I don't know. I don't know, but that's always the go-to. Possibly he did something, but I frankly doubt it. She's got an alcohol problem. The husband didn't force her into it. It's
I'm very, very, very remorseful of the drinking. And I know I do take it so seriously, and
Oh, okay. So this is a high VAC case, 180-day misdemeanor, very serious. And I'm sure you've heard the other folks, man, probation is a privilege. And
Yes.
it's meant to rehabilitate and support the offender because that helps them. And it's also, if they're successful on probation, it protects the public as well. But if you're not going to do it, then we have no alternative than to put you in jail for 180 days. So you understand that, right?
I do, sir. Yes, and this has been so eye-opening being in jail. My license is suspended, so I cannot drive. So I have been, that's why it will be helpful. My license is suspended for a year, so I can't drive, have not been driving, and that is part of me moving to where.
Yeah, that incarceration keeps you from driving as well as drinking, and it seems to be helping. Honestly, you seem to be making sense right now. I think you got a long way to go, but at least you're sober at the moment.
Where I can work and just be able to walk.
Right.
And my boss is very supportive of that.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Chamberlain, anything for the people?
Your Honor, there's a really good chance she should have been dead already based on her actions with driving originally. 0.30 is insane. It's pretty darn close to being toxic and dying of alcohol poisoning. It is almost 4 times the legal limit. Crashing into a telephone pole and, as you said, I believe being wrapped up in the power lines. I mean, she's lucky she didn't get electrocuted. She's lucky she didn't kill anyone else. We have fatals all the time here in Leelanau due to drunk driving. She has 5 positive violations after rehab. She has 2 misses and a late. There was only 1 previous bond violation, which I think that's probably accurate, that she didn't realize she needed to start testing, so I can deal with that. One of the things is that she's not being honest as well. As I explained last time, that she said that she thought it was a lymph plumper that caused the positive test. That's just bogus.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
It is to get honest with herself and with other people. I think I'm willing to do 1 additional time if she comes back or if there's any issues. My recommendation will most likely be for the max amount. As such, right now, I think the recommendations are appropriate. 4 times daily PBTs or a CAM unit, 5, credit for time served. I also would like to add 3 times a week AA or another recovery program. It states that she did obtain a sponsor previously. I'm not sure if that was for AA or a different program. I would also like another substance abuse assessment and for her to follow all recommendations. And I think that those terms are appropriate at this time, Your Honor.
Well, I have all those things in my notes to add to this PSI. So let's see. The terms completed indicate you have a sponsor, but that should also say that you're already in AA because in the sentence order, right? 3 times. Okay,
3 times a week.
Weekly, yes. So, I mean, do you understand what the prosecutor said? I mean, it can't be
I do.
stated any more seriously than that. You
I do, sir.
right now, ma'am, are scary in terms of your alcohol problem and the potential for harms to others. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. Very much so. Yes.
All right. We're not just saying this to say it. I mean, I mean it.
Yes. Yes. And I will
Yeah.
wear ankle monitoring or.
Judge is serious
If
now. He's
that's
talking
what
double
you
secret
would-
probation.
All right, so you seem eager to get out of jail, but yeah, we're not fooling around with this. You're a scary person, and we have to figure out how to address that. All right.
You're a scary person, and Cooter Brown has said, you know what? I think you've gone too far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I'm going to extend probation by 6 months. That'll take you up to 18 months. I think that's appropriate. Okay, so probation is continued. I'm going to order a CAM unit. If you can't get a CAM, there'll be 4 times daily PBTs. I've been in jail now. Credit figure's not correct here either. I think you got more than 14 days because you went to jail 2 weeks ago. Probably had a couple days when you were arrested. So credit for time served. Obtain a new substance use assessment. Let your agent know or the assessor know all of these probation violations. All right.
Okay. Yes.
You're gonna have to follow the recommendations in that assessment. I guess I'll restate 3 AA meetings weekly with written verification monthly probation. So how often do you see your sponsor, ma'am?
We try for once a week
All right, well.
because I can't drive. Sometimes it's over the phone.
Well, in order that you have contact, I prefer in person, but I understand the driving situation. Contact your sponsor once weekly.
Okay.
Work the stops. Well, I guess that's it. So do you have any questions, Ms. Raymond?
Mhm. That's what I thought.
No, sir, I don't. I am so remorseful, and so I take this very, very seriously. You will not see me again.
All right, well, you can show us all that by doing your probation correctly and honestly and successfully,
Okay.
okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, so when you're released, come on over to the courthouse, make an appointment with Ms. Hall, or maybe she can talk to you today. I'm not sure, but come on over, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you're all set, ma'am. So good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Well, there you have it. The judge did not buy the limp plumper defense. There's your update. I think it's interesting. You know, I don't do criminal defense, and I'm not in this area very often or whatever. And whenever you see these things, I get a lot of comments from people saying, you know, that jail isn't a good place for rehab, and I appreciate that. It's not a substitution for treatment. But just in my observation, I don't see anything more effective than incarceration. I know it sucks, but like here, I don't think she's better. I think if she gets out, she will be drinking immediately. That is my gut feeling. I don't know, of course. But she's been in since that first appearance, and her attitude is adjusted, and she seems sober. I don't have the answers. I don't know. I don't know how you get from that to being able to be sober with freedom. That's the big hard part. But I don't know. I wish her well. I hope she gets there somehow. I think the husband who she tried to throw under the bus. Of course, I'm doing all this because he was mean to me. I hear it every day. I'm not saying that scenario doesn't happen, but for every time it's claimed, it happens. You know, bad behavior happens 1,000 times. It's really the fault of the guys, maybe 2. You know, that in my experience. I don't know him. Maybe this is one of those cases there, but generally speaking, that is just the go-to. I'm a victim. He would, you know, some guy was mean to me. Maybe. Maybe, but it doesn't justify drinking yourself into a 0.3 and wrapping your car around a telephone pole with wires and flipping it. Sorry, I'm not buying it. All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. I think my Wi-Fi held up here, which is good times. Maybe we'll get some fresh material soon with the new week. Thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.